Hey viewers, welcome to Veil Astrology once again. And today I'm here with a very important transit of the year that is happening in the sign of Sagittarius. Yes, Jupiter is going to be transiting out of the sign Scorpio and will be transiting through the sign of Sagittarius from the 5th of November 2019. And I will be sharing with you in parts because it will not be justified to share such a vast information in one video. So please stay tuned. I will be sharing in bits and pieces, but in a very systematic manner in different parts about this transit. It will be in multiple parts. So stay tuned for that. Today I'm sharing with you part 2 in a way like part 1, but I have done already Jupiter Saturn double transit. So that's a separate video altogether. But it is related to this video only, like it is related to this transit of Jupiter. So before I move further on, please don't forget to subscribe my channel if you're new to this, if you're visiting here for the first time. And I really thank all my subscribers who have already been here from a long time and who've just joined also. Thank you so much. Please do hit the like button if you like this video, and do hit the bell icon notification so that you can get notified from time to time whenever I'm posting new videos. So please stay tuned. Through my weekly transits, I'll be sharing with you all the important transits related to moon. So do stay tuned for the weekly transits and the monthly transits also. And today I'm going to be talking about Jupiter. So like what exactly is Jupiter, a little bit of about Jupiter. I will be sharing with you the sign Sagittarius, a little bit about that. Then I will be sharing with you the MOOLA nakshatra Jupiter is going to be transiting through. And of course, the 12 ascendants, what exactly is in store for you all during this transit of Jupiter in MOOLA nakshatra. So I want to share with you that when Jupiter transits, house, each house, it transits after 12 years. Okay, each sign, as we say. So you embark on a journey on a bigger scale, on a new scale, on a higher learning, and it is definitely related to or relevant to the house it is transiting after 12 years. So it will represent the place of exploration and inspiration whenever Jupiter is changing signs. So it is a major transit, it's a major phenomena which is happening in the sky. So we all are heading to a major transit position change after 12 years. So go back and see what happened in the year 2007, so post November 2007, what all did you go through? So do you grow? Do you gain something? Did you see the bigger picture? Because in Sagittarius, it happened in 2007. So what happened in November 2007 until now? What have you gone through? Just contemplate. What was it that, that lesson that Jupiter wanted you to learn? Did you learn that lesson? You have to go back and see those years. 2007, 2008, when Jupiter was in Sagittarius sign. So it will be very, comfortable and easy for you to decipher this event which is happening, this transit which is happening. See, after, we cannot say the marriage will culminate at the age of 12, right? So first cycle ends at the age of 12, second at 24, then 36, so on and so forth. So major events of life do happen during the transits of like 12 years, okay, education wise, then 24, some higher education, then 36, you're in the family way, progeny and stuff. So Jupiter's transit is very important, when it is taking 12 years of time. So that whole cycle, is there to teach us something. So we have to learn something and connect to it. Now here I always, relate to the dates, as I always stick on to the dates. So that is why I mentioned 2007. So it is like you'll be finding me discussing or stressing more upon the dates. Why? Because it is very important in astrology. What are we doing? We are dependent on the time, right? So whatever happened, we enjoyed, we didn't, whatever events happened, did we really, get through that, or some, major events which were really, leaving a scar on our, or on our heart and mind. So did we learn from that? So that is definitely, we will be understanding through this transit, and the dates will be deciphered. When we go into the dates, we are deciphering the today and the tomorrow. So we must know what happened in the past. Now, Jupiter in the realm of astrology is the planet of, we all know, luck, insight, experience, knowledge, wisdom. Okay. So it is the pursuit of our hopes, our dreams. So it teaches us how, you can gain and fulfill your desires also. It is really, greatest blessing, as we say in astrology. That is why it represents children, prosperity and wealth as well. And the life partner for most of the people take it as life partner also. Now, what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the natural zodiac. Okay, it is the dharmic sign. It's a fiery sign. It is the sign of freedom. It is the sign, or it's a mutable sign also. So it is a sign of adventure, bounding. So we have to, and it is the sign of philosophy, publishing, broadcasting, higher education, great religious institutions, exploration, pilgrimage. It is actually a very positive and an optimistic sign. It gives you a lot of confidence. It is the sign where you gain confidence. Long journeys. So what happens, it is so related to long journeys. When you're on a journey, you are learning something, you're meeting people, so you're gaining confidence, right? So that's something that, is about this 9th sign. So this is a very, very important sign, because you're traveling, you're a traveler, you're a learner. Okay, you can learn even foreign languages during this time. So depending upon a lot upon your personal chart. So you have to see where your Sagittarius in the personal chart is. Okay, that is something which we'll be deciphering. We'll be able to understand better. Okay, this transit is happening in our, suppose, 4th house. Okay, suppose your Sagittarius is in the 4th house. So that is how you have to understand the whole transit. Okay. Now with, with the superior knowledge and wisdom this sign gives. So Jupiter being there, is considered very pious, is considered very strong. Now it is called the Mool Trikona sign. Jupiter is transiting through the Mool Trikona sign. We have been hearing it a lot, What is Mool Trikona sign? Do you actually know about it? Mool Trikona, as we say. What does it mean? Is it actually, something which is different from the other, like Jupiter transiting through another sign and Jupiter transiting through a Mool Trikona sign? Is there a difference? Take a pause. I'm going to be taking a pause here. I'm going to be accepting your comments here. Please write down. I'm just going to sit for a few seconds. Then I will be answering what exactly I mean by saying Jupiter transiting Mool Trikona. I want you to write what is Mool Trikona for you, then move on to the next segment when I'm explaining what Mool Trikona is. So it'll be very nice of you. I'll be expecting many comments here about your perception about Mool Trikona. In case you are into astrology, in case you just see what you have to say about it. Then I will be sharing with you what I mean. All right, now coming to what I mean by Mool Trikona. What does it mean? Now let me explain. See, Moola Trikona is a place where the planet actually is originally belonging to. It's like the inherent qualities of that particular, the characteristics of that particular zone. Suppose I am staying in Muscat. Okay, I'm staying in Muscat right now. And my base, like my Moola, my basic foundation, I was born in Delhi. I was born and brought up in Delhi. So that is my roots. That is my place of birth. But I have shifted. This is my karma bhumi. So, but it doesn't mean that I have forgotten my basic foundation, right? The root. So whatever qualities, my looks, my way of talking, everything I have taken back from India, from Delhi, right? Any person who's coming from China or Japan or anywhere else and stays in India, will his looks change? Will his arms size or, you know, the height or anything, you know, they're short, suppose. So will they change? No. So that is what Jupiter is about here. Jupiter has acquired the qualities of Pisces sign, but he has the inherent qualities born with, or he has the characteristics from the derived characteristics from the ninth house. Ninth house, house of higher learning, education, higher learning, philosophy, religion, culture. So all that the planet who is in Mool Trikona will be deriving from that particular sign, the Mool Trikona sign of his. So if you see here, Jupiter is not considered to be a planet of expenditure. It has derived some qualities like spirituality from the Pisces sign or the 12th house, but it is not considered the planet of expenditure or wandering. You know, it is the planet, it's like wandering also, the sign of wandering. So that's not Jupiter. So the origin, the moola, the root is, the characteristics are derived from the Sagittarius sign. So that is the difference between. So we cannot say that this is the residence, or this is the office, or this is the office, or this is the residence. No, there is a difference between the Mool Trikona of the planets and the own sign of the planets. So that's how. Suppose Venus has derived all the significations from the Libra sign, the 7th house sign, not the second. Second only wealth. We see wealth, nothing else. We see from the 7th house, if you will see, Venus is totally, completely derived all the characteristics from the 7th house, the Libra sign. So that is how, that is the Mool Trikona sign of Venus. So when Jupiter enters Sagittarius in Moola Nakshatra, that's the time when you might, now you have to understand this Jupiter, you know. It will be going to the Moola Nakshatra, then Purva Ashara, and then Uttara Ashara. So now this has already happened in this year. Okay, Jupiter went to Moola Nakshatra from Jyeshtha and went back in retrogradation to Jyeshtha, right? So what happens? You will regret the actions that you have already taken, you know, impulsively taken decisions in the past. So you might feel that, you know, you have that, you know, the Jupiter's influence is best brought out when it's in the Moola Nakshatra. It's in the harmony with the universal will. So it's considered a very good placement for higher learning. Suppose if you have to amplify the higher learning, it will be very impactful. If you have to plan your future during this time, it's very impactful. So you will feel very spiritual during this time. Spiritual activities will be on the rise, you know. You will channelize your energies towards those areas. Sagittarius wants you to actually improve dharma or follow dharma, higher knowledge, attain that. Okay. So it implies religion also. It is like, you know, a karmic cleansing is happening during this time. Religion, law, education systems, they are going to change with Jupiter transiting with Saturn and Ketu being there as well. Now, Moola Nakshatra is owned by Ketu already. So when Jupiter is transiting through this nakshatra, so things are going to be less impactful negatively. On the mundane level also, if you will see, things will be, if there were certain things which were happening on negative, will be subsided because Jupiter, but here Jupiter's significations are getting suffered because Rahu and Ketu axis, you know, brings it down. But only when Jupiter reaches that point when of the same degrees, only then, not plus minus 1 degrees I will take, but otherwise there is no much difference. All right, now I am going to be sharing with you you know, I'm sharing with you the screen so that you know what exactly, you know, see, Sagittarius sign is going to get active even more when Jupiter transits on the 5th of November till the 30th of March. That is going to be Atichari Jupiter. It is going to go inside out of Sagittarius quickly to Capricorn. On the 30th of March till the 30th of June, it's going to be staying in Capricorn. And of course, retrograding on the 14th of May till the 13th of September. All right, 2020. Then it will be in the demoted form motion. It will get demoted to the sign of Sagittarius from Capricorn in retrogression, and it will come back to obviously from Capricorn on the 30th of June. And then it stays in Sagittarius till the 20th November 2020. So that's it. That's what is this transit position about. You can just take a screenshot of the same so that you don't have to look for the dates here and there. I always give the dates for that reason. Now coming to the tough dates, I have made, that is why I said, please look, watch this video, because I have made the presentation accordingly so that you can understand. Now here tough dates are when there is a major conjunction, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Ketu, they all are co-joining in Sagittarius sign opposite Rahu, of course, and there is a solar eclipse also happening that time, that is from the 25th of December to the 27th of December. That is why I said 3 months from now, when I'm posting this video, you have to be extra cautious, especially till the time Saturn transits out of Sagittarius. From 7th to 9th Jan, there is a tight conjunction of Jupiter and Ketu. That is going to be a lunar eclipse on the 10th of Jan. So you have to be careful of that also. On 30th March to the 5th of April, there is Jupiter enters Capricorn, joins, Mars and Saturn will be tightly conjunct in the sign of Capricorn, where Jupiter debilitates and Mars exalts, and it's owned by Saturn. So they are really nicely, forming a connection there. So, and Mars and Saturn will be in tight conjunction at that time when Jupiter enters Capricorn. All right. Then 7th to 10th Jan 2020, Jupiter and Ketu will be in tight conjunction, which I should have mentioned earlier. But it's again, the lunar eclipse time. So I wanted to mention that they will be in tight conjunction. I think it's a repeat. Sorry about that. So coming to the next one, the retrogression phase. 18th to 25th of June 2020, 4 planets will be in retrogression. Okay. So that will be Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. They all will be in retrogression. And it is, of course, Rahu and Ketu are already, they remain in retrogression, as we all know. Now, coming to this major conjunctions which are happening of planets in Sagittarius. So to start with, Saturn and Ketu will be there. Saturn leaves Sagittarius sign on the 24th of June and Ketu leaves on the 30th of March. Why 30th of March? Ketu is going to be there in Sagittarius, but Jupiter is going to be leaving the sign and going to Capricorn at that time. On 30th of June till 19th of September, again, Ketu will be conjunct this Jupiter. It is going to be exact conjunction of Jupiter Ketu, as I mentioned in the previous slide, 7th to 10th Jan 2020. And then Venus will be entering on the 21st of November till the 15th of December. Mercury on the 25th of December till the 8th of Feb. Sun will be joining this Jupiter from the 16th of December to the 15th of January. I will be making the videos. Mars will be joining from the 8th of Feb till the 22nd of March. I will be definitely making the videos of the same. That is why I said it is not justified to make one video and share all the information with you guys. So I will be making the videos from time to time. Now, what am I going to be doing here? I am going to be sharing with you in this video, especially the transit of Jupiter, which is happening in MOOLA nakshatra. So 5th of November to 5th of January, Jupiter is going to be in MOOLA nakshatra. Then it will be going to Purva Ashad, and then lastly in Uttarashad nakshatra, one charan in Sagittarius and 3 charans in Capricorn, wherein only 1 charan will be covered in Capricorn as well. Then Jupiter comes back to Sagittarius in Uttarashad nakshatra. So that is something that I will be sharing with you. Now, please make a note that these predictions are completely based on the MOOLA nakshatra transit of Jupiter from the 5th of November till the 5th of January. I'm confining myself to this transit video, this transit only. And here in MOOLA nakshatra, let me explain how I am dividing it in the 4 charan. We know that there are degrees of 13 degrees 20 minutes in Moola Nakshatra. Four charans are there. So 4 charans means that there are 4 Navamansha. That means 4 Navamansha, because there are total 9 charan, 9 padas of one particular transit of a planet in a sign. So there are 9. It depends how many. There will be 3 nakshatras, but it will be divided into different charans. So here Moola Nakshatra will have 4 charan and will be transiting through Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer Navamansha. So I understand. So now coming to first one, that is Aries Ascendants. Please make a note of the good dates and the tough dates. Then I will be taking up the predictions one by one. All right. I hope you've made a note of the good dates and the bad dates. You can go back and watch the video again in case you miss out on something. So I will be taking up the Aries Ascendant first. So, all right, I'm talking about Aries right now. So for Aries, if you have noted the good dates and the tough dates, so you please make a note of those dates completely, so that you are aware of as to what timings are good or what timings are not. So the predictions will be based on that. It's a consolidated prediction that I'm going to give you, that okay, in tough dates for what and good dates for what it represents. So you have to be careful about certain things, and you can be totally, you know, if you want to do certain things, you can be. So now with Jupiter transiting, you know, in Sagittarius and in the 4 Navmanshas, so if you will, if you have noted down the dates, initially I have given you the 4 Navmansha dates also. So you have to be a little extra careful when, you know, in the beginning of the transit, because it's going to be little expansive. You can gain weight, you can maybe, you know, miss out on meals, or you can just, you know, you have set certain goals and you will feel that I'm not able to achieve them. So that can be in the bad dates that I have given you. For example, I've given you certain bad dates, so you just have to be cautious about these things. You have to be you're on a lookout for happiness and joy, but you know, at times there is a new cycle that gives you more joy and rewards. So you have to put in a lot of effort during this transit. You know, it's not considered that great when Jupiter is transiting the first house as such. You know, it's so it's the first Navamansha I'm talking about. So it's the Aries Navamansha. So for Aries, the first Navamansha is the Aries Navamansha. So Jupiter will be giving you increase in resources during this transit. In Moola Nakshatra, it is good for value increasing and, you know, self-worth, esteem. You will be maybe making investments during this time for the next, at least, you know, after 12 years or so, you know, you're feeling now you need to really park your funds completely in a positive manner, or in a very, you know, somewhere where you get the rewards. You know, maybe you will be your bank account, you know, you're going to be successful in opening bank accounts, and you will be able to park your funds also there. So you are thinking about a lot of storage, you know, a lot of accumulated wealth right now. So it is a good period for you. Please check the dates. Initially I've given the dates. Do listen to the initial commentary. It will be really helpful for you to understand what I'm talking about. So so that's something that you will be feeling in the good days. And then, you know, you will be, of course, business will grow. Your you know, maybe you are going to buy a new laptop or a new, you know, phone or something which is very expensive. So that can also happen. And during the good days, you will be making yourself very busy in learning higher skills, accumulating more of study material, or maybe, you know, you like to drive, you want to expand the social media, maybe, you know, you want to do something related to social media during this time. So your contact list might increase. You know, you're gaining more of skills and gaining more of competence, and public you know, appearances are increasing. So you are getting connected with the people around you. So it is very important that you utilize your intelligence, your philosophical you, and your relationships will improve. So just make the best use of it. Your siblings, connecting with your siblings, so that's a good thing about this transit. So you might be wondering, you know, that okay, 9th house transit, why ma'am is saying about all these other things? But yes, we have to consider the Navamansha positions. So if it is transiting in Moola Nakshatra, 4 padas, that is the 4 Navamshas, I have to make you understand that this transit is just not confined to one thing only, just not one segment. I have divided in 4 parts. So you will come to know that, okay, so you will be mixing with your siblings, with your neighbors, you will be doing some things for them, or they will be doing some things for you, something positive. So it is going to be a very positive transit for you. Then lastly, in the Cancer Navamsha, Jupiter is going to be transiting, which is again a very good transit for you, the 4th house transit, and it gives value addition to you. It gives new family member, or maybe addition to the family member. So maybe you will be connecting with your family members, or you will be calling them over during the good dates, the good dates that I've mentioned right now. So you will be doing something related to the household things. You will be decorating your house, you'll be renovating, or you'll be buying a new property during this time. So it's a good transit for you. Actually utilize this transit when Jupiter is going to be in Cancer Navamsha, because it exalts there, and for you it is definitely going to be a positive one. So it can bring success in buying or selling properties also. Okay, so peace will be maintained at home, people will understand you, somebody will be visiting often, or you will find guests coming over during the last fag end, when it is going to be in Cancer Navamsha, that is from the 21st of January till December till the 5th of January 2020. So it's a good transit for you, I would suggest. So you can utilize this phase and have good rapport maintained with people. I would say it's a positive one for you. Okay, so coming to the next one, that is Taurus. So please make a note of these good dates and the tough dates, so that you can utilize this whatever I'm talking about. All right, Taurus. So for Taurus, this is happening in your in your 12th, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd houses respectively. So when it is happening in the 12th house, Navamsha, so you will be feeling that there is a lot of expenses happening unnecessarily. You're going on spending, and you're not able to, unnecessary wandering also. You're just moving from here to there, and there is no good result coming in, and you're just traveling, and you're feeling that why you're getting opportunities, but yet you are expending a lot of money there. So a lot of projects which are lying pending might just culminate into successful projects. Just go back and hear the initial commentary. You will come to know that there is a Tara Chakra also. If you are running through the Sun, Mars, or Jupiter Dasha, then this is a little tough transit for you, but not the whole transit is bad. In between you will get good dates also. So that is why I've mentioned the dates, keeping in mind the Tara Chakra also. So you can just go back and hear the whole thing. So here you will feel that you are making way to a new cycle. You are preparing yourself, when initially when from the 5th of November to the 21st of November especially, you are making way to a new cycle. It is considered not good for expenditures are going to be on the rise. So you have to be extra cautious about those things, that you are not wasting your money. You're understandingly spending on the spiritual growth. Maybe you will be feeling that outwardly things are they really don't matter so much. You have to get enlightened, you have to understand, you have to clear those past life karmas. That is what that is why it is a very, you feel lonely, you feel secluded. That is why it is not considered, I call them tough dates, because it's really, really hard to spend so much time alone and think about things which are actually required. We all should be doing that even more, but we are all caught up in the practical realms of life. So we all are working though, but still you have to go through this in the initial phase. So just utilize it. Then you will be having when in the first Navamsha, when Jupiter is transiting, I've mentioned the dates in the beginning. If you can go back and see, it is going to be a good transit for you. You will be thinking about yourself. You'll be thinking about a bigger picture. You will be working on your looks, you will be working, but you have to be careful, you know, Jupiter in the first Navamsha might give you a weight gain. So you will, you might feel very low, you know, there, that, oh my God, I gained weight. So, you know, you have to really follow a strict regime, and Jupiter is in the first Navamsha. It's not that Jupiter in the first house will only give you weight gain, but if it is in the first Navamsha, then it is even more impactful. So you have to pay more attention to the, you know, the smaller things of life. Okay, so you can get into some, you know, maybe some higher learning, some, you know, something that, you know, you have left 12 years back, just pick it up again. Just do that. You know, you might just feel that now is the time that I can give away the negatives and I can do something about my life in the present. What I didn't learn in the past, I must learn now. I must pick it up from where I left in 2007. So this is the time when you will feel that energy even more. If at all, you know, you, as I said, if you are running through the dashas also of those which are the tough ones, then the obstacles will be even more. You will have to combat those. All right. Then Jupiter is going to be in your second house Navamsha. So you will be communicative and you will be discussing about your financial, you know, you have to increase your finances. You will be thinking, you'll be contemplating how to increase my finances, how to work through the investments. Maybe you will be opening a new bank account. After 12 years, you're thinking of investing, or you have some money with chunk which you have accumulated. Now you want to invest somewhere. So that can also happen during this transit, you know, with the Jupiter transiting your second house Navamsha. In the third house Navamsha, when it is going to be good for your, you know, communication with your neighbors, with your siblings. You know, after the investments, maybe you want to discuss this with your parents, with your siblings, with your neighbors. Maybe you are going to take their help during this time, during this big transit of Jupiter, you know. So you are into, maybe you are already into social media, or you are, you know, expanding your horizons there, you know, with the higher learning, with extra skills that you are enhancing. So something that you're thinking of, some short journeys are going to be fruitful for you. So utilize this, you know. Maybe you are, because, you know, the dates I have given in the beginning about the Navamsha positions, you know, when in your Gemini Navamsha, that is your second house, and then lastly the fourth house, the third house Navamsha. So you will be, the third house Navamsha will be fruitful for you because it is the Cancer Navamsha. Okay, so Cancer Navamsha will give you a lot of time to contemplate on where, you know, what you exactly are looking for. You will be thinking of changing the line of course of action that you have been already in. Or maybe you have been writing some books or something and you want to publish that. That can also happen during this transit. You know, it's a major and a very helpful transit. It's going to give you some positive energy there. So you will be having some kind of experiences where you will meet certain people who will come to help you. Okay, your workmates, your teammates, your siblings, your neighbors, your friends, they will all be there by you. They will all be there by your side to help you. Okay, so that's something. Or maybe, you know, you will be thinking of getting into some, you want to strike a deal where, you know, you want to sell off your property, not buying, but selling of property. So that's the time you can do so. It's going to be a good transit for position of Jupiter in the third house Navamsha. That is good for selling the property. Okay, so maybe you can buy it later when you know, in the next part I will be sharing with the Venus Navamsha, you know, when Venus Nakshatra Jupiter transits. So that will be the time where you can, you know, at least enjoy those buying of property as well. So overall, I feel it's a very good transit for you. It looks good. You can maybe, you know, renovate your house. You can maybe, you know, shift from where you are initially. Okay, so all that is possible. Good for students, good for children, good for higher learning, especially enhancing and you know, doing something, enhancing your skills. That's something that you should be doing. All right, now coming to the next one, that is Gemini. I'll be sharing the screen so that you know the good dates and the tough dates. Here we go. So for Gemini ascendants, the good dates I have mentioned in green and the tough dates I have mentioned in the red. So you can note down, and if you are having some, dasha of Sun, Mars or Jupiter, then this is little, the tough dates are going to be little extra tougher. So you have to be extra cautious. And I have already given you the dates of the Navamansha positions. If you want, again, I can share. So these are the Navamshas. Jupiter is going to be transiting through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, which is for you 11th, 12th, and 1st and 2nd houses for you. Okay, so I will be sharing with you the predictive part now, what exactly is in store for you. All right. Okay, stop share. This is little tough. Okay. So for you, the 11th house transit would be like, 11th house Navamansha transit. Please make sure that you understand what I'm saying, because it's not going to be in your 11th house. Transit of Jupiter is going to be in your 7th house, but yes, it is going to be in the Navamansha, that 4 Navamansha, so that you narrow down to that extent that you understand the predictive part even clearer. So the dates are very, very important here. So for the 11th house Navamansha position, you will be feeling now you want to get connected with your in your friends circle during this time. You want to make friends, or maybe you want to get connected with your old friends. You might just get during this time, the good dates, as I said, you might take some help of your network, your network circle, your friends, your colleagues, or maybe some lifelong friend that you already have. You are going to take help of that person, and you're going to work through your investments. You're going to, maybe you're planning your on the bigger picture. That is going to happen during this transit. So your social life, friendships, new circles, they will expand for a better one. That is the good dates I'm talking about. But in case you are having some tough time, so that could be that you're spending a lot of money on travels. You're wondering, unnecessary wondering, which is happening. So you have to be extra careful with that. You should not be spending too much money unnecessarily on the things that you don't really need during this time. Unlock the spiritual the spiritual talents you have. Maybe in the foreign lands, you will have you will feel that, oh my God, where am I trapped? You might have that kind of a feeling also in the bad dates that I've mentioned. So you might just go through all those things during this time. So if at all, as I said, in the Tara Chakra, if you're running through the dasha of Sun, Mars, Jupiter, these are the 3, 5, 7 Taras. So, in case you feel that from Moola Nakshatra, if we see, you will feel that these are the people you should not be with. You will suddenly feel that I want to move away from this place. You will be feeling little more, the awakening that we say, that fear, and that out of that fear and, worries that are surrounding you, you will start getting awakened during this time. You will realize, that realization will come. Okay, now I have thought deeper. Now this cycle has to end and a new cycle has to begin. So during this time, you will feel all that, you would like to contemplate on things that are not good for you. You want to work through those things, through those areas of life. All right, so that's something that you will be feeling in the tough dates, I would say. Then you are going, your transit is going to be through 1st and 2nd houses. So these are the times when you will be, thinking of enhancing your skills, enhancing your wealth, working through your finances, taking help of your friends, and from the past 12 years, maybe you have accumulated so much wealth from 2007 onwards. Just see what is it that you have not done. So this is the time you will be thinking about all that, and you will be completing that cycle now. In case you haven't done certain things, if at all you have not learned what Jupiter wanted you to learn, because Jupiter gives a bigger picture. It gives inspiration, it gives expansion. So it has to be expanded in a positive manner. The areas that Jupiter is looking at should be towards the positive manner, you know, towards the positive side. So in case you feel that there are certain things that you have ignored, or you have not, you know, you have not paid attention to, so this is the time you should be doing that. Maybe you have not paid attention to your investments, so you want to just, you know, get into the into that zone of increasing your, expanding your wealth and wealth prospects during this time. Or maybe, you know, expansion of the family also. They can be an addition to the family or family member, you know, some family member is coming to your family. Okay, addition. So that can happen during this time. So overall, I feel it's a beautiful transit with Jupiter transiting through Moola Nakshatra and Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer Navamsha. So it is going to be a positive transit for you, believe you in me. Just that even if it is the tough dates, why? Because you have time to think about things. You have time to think about contemplating things that you don't want in life. So that's something which is positive, I would say. All right. Now I'm sharing the screen with you, and we are talking about going to the next sign. That is, one second, let me, Cancer. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. So Cancer, you can note down the good dates and the tough dates. For you, it is, I think, a pretty good time, because 3 Navamshas are good. So only 6th to 21st of December is a little tough time for you. And in case you're running through the dasha of, you know, if Sun, Mars, or Jupiter, then the tough dates will become little tougher. So that you can, I think, manage. So I'll be sharing with you what exactly is in store for you, you know. So for you, for Cancer, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 1st houses are going to get activated for you. So you have a full focus on your career in the good dates I'm talking about. When you have good dates, you will be focusing on your career. Maybe you have career growth, career change. Because, you know, it's totally different that I'm talking about. You might feel that, you know, Jupiter is not transiting my 10th house, so how come, you know, ma'am is talking about that? But for Cancer, this is going to be in your 10th house Navamsha. So that's the 9th part I'm going to. So if we go to the 9th part, so you can imagine how accurate the prediction can be and how close we are. So you are heading to promotions, you are heading to, you know, appreciation. People who love you will be appreciating you, or maybe you will be getting recognition. You'll be enhancing you will be gaining career opportunities during this time, or, you know, your status might increase. It will grow. So maybe, you know, some major startup, you know, some major maybe, you know, business startup or something which you're heading to during this transit. So utilize this time, you know, when the good dates are around, you should be utilizing this, you know. Nobody will tell you that this is the time which, you know, you should be doing this. Nobody can get at that, because I'm touching the Navamsha position. So it will bring a lot of help from the partner, from the colleagues, from the office bosses, you know, or maybe some kind of you know, career growth that can maybe lead to some major change in life. Maybe you will be getting settled in one place during this transit. You know, it's a beautiful transit, I would say, for you. Then Jupiter will be transiting your 11th house Navamsha. So again, the good dates. There are 3 Navamshas which are positive for you. So you're lucky, you know. So your friends are going to be your support. Your progeny prospects are going to increase. Your investments are going to be fine. You know, you're going to park your funds in a proper manner. So that's something which is really positive for you. So it is going to help you enhance your, you know, career growth is there. Then like-minded friends are there around you who will be guiding you through how to invest, how to park your funds. You know, all that is coming your way during this time. So I personally feel that this is a very beautiful transit for you overall, family-wise, growth-wise, work-wise, enhancing your skills, travels. So it is overall giving you good things. It's just that you know, your expenditures might increase during this transit. That's the only negative thing, negative point that I see during this transit. Overall, it's a beautiful transit for you. You must make a note of the dates that I have given you, which will be really helping you. And then lastly, you know, you will be thinking about, you might just gain a little bit of weight, so you have to work through that. You have to eat proper, you have to sleep proper on time. Don't eat outside food during, you know, these months especially. So it will be, overall, I feel it's a beautiful transit for you. I don't see anything negative in at least not for you, at least nothing negative I can see. Just contemplate on things. Maybe you will be requiring some time, loan time, so that you can work through your future prospects. Maybe you want to increase your wealth, so you're contemplating, you're thinking about channelizing, or maybe you're working abroad and you want to come back to your country. So all those things, you know, you're working through, you're thinking about right now. So that's something that you will be thinking about in those tough dates. So in case you're running through Sun, Mars, Jupiter Dasha, then that's going to worsen a little bit of the, you know, thought process. So that is something you have to work through, you know, during this transit. Though I will be making videos for after when Jupiter transits Venus Nakshatra. Right now it's going to be in Moola Nakshatra. So I will be making the, you know, post 5th of January, it will be transiting next year. It will be Jupiter will be transiting Venus Nakshatra. So I will be sharing with you what is coming your way during that time. And of course, the eclipses and stuff. I will be sharing everything soon. So this is what I wanted to share for Cancer. Now coming to Leo. Leo, please make a note of the good dates and the tough dates. For you also, 3 Navamshas, you know, 3 dates are pretty good, you know. So you have 5th November to 21st December, good time. And then, you know, like little tough time is there from the end of December till the January, you know, 5th of Jan. So you have to be a little extra careful. And in case you're running through the Sun Dasha, or, you know, if you're running through the Mars Dasha, or as a matter of fact, Jupiter Dasha, so you have to be a little extra cautious here and there at that time, you know, so that you don't feel the tough dates to be that tough. Okay, so for Leo, what I would say that this transit is going to be in good houses, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Navamsha, please make a note. I'm talking about Navamsha. So whenever Jupiter is transiting through Moola Nakshatra, it will be transiting through Aries, Taurus, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer Navamsha. So that is what I have mentioned earlier. So if you didn't get that, then just make a note of the dates, and then I will be explaining what you have to do and what you don't have to do. So in the 9th Navamsha, when it goes to, you know, you will be feeling about bigger picture. You will be looking at bigger opportunities. Now you want to expand the horizons. You want to visit foreign lands. You want to travel. You have that inclination towards higher learning, growth, spiritual growth, pilgrimage. You know, all those things will get enhanced during this time. You will be feeling now this is the time that I must get into the rhythm of, you know, getting an opportunity which is going to give you growth in life. So you will be having all those things. Then maybe you are on a lookout for a teacher or a guru. Maybe you will find one when you're traveling. Maybe you will get, you know, in the foreign land, you know, you might feel, you get connected with somebody so well that, you know, that person becomes your guide of life. That happens, you know, suddenly you come across people and they become too close to you, and you feel that that's it. I don't need anybody else in life. Right? So that opportunity you are going to get at, you know, with this transit of Jupiter in your good dates that I've mentioned. So make a note when it is going to be in Aries Navamsha. So I mentioned initially, so you can go back and check the dates when it is in Aries Navamsha. So Aries is your 9th house. So Leo, so for you, it is very good for travels, for faith development. If at all you have lack of faith on people, you will get that faith also. Then Jupiter is going to be transiting your 10th house Navamsha. Okay, so that is you know, your obviously Taurus. So it is going to give you promotions. It is going to make you popular. It is going to give you name and fame. It is going to give you travels. People are going to be fond of you. People are going to recognize you. You will be doing something creative even more during this time. You're expanding the horizon. So Jupiter transiting the 10th house is going to give you growth in that area. So in case you're looking for some business opportunity, or you're planning for something new, something different, something which is going to enhance your status, or it is going to maybe expand in some way or the other. So this is the time when you should be doing that, you know, when Jupiter is in Taurus Navamsha. Then it will be going to your 11th house Navamsha, that is Gemini Navamsha. Even that is a very beautiful transit for you. You will be getting connected with your friends, with your some social circle, you know, you will be getting connected with, and they will be really coming to your rescue. Maybe they will be helping you parking your funds somewhere. You will be thinking of investing somewhere, something big. Maybe from the past 12 years you have been accumulating wealth, and now you want to just pump into that place where you you know, you're guided through to invest. So this is the right time to do so. So please go back and check the dates first. You know, when Jupiter is going to be transiting your 11th house, that is Taurus Navamsha, Gemini Navamsha, it is going to be good for investments. So you should be taking care of these dates, and you know, in case you're not running through the Sun, Mars, or Jupiter Dasha, especially because, you know, that is something which I am a little worried about as per Tara Chakra. So you have to be a little extra careful there. But you are going to enhance your network during this time for sure. You're going to enhance your skills. You're going to enhance your, you know, friend circle. You're going to, maybe some old friend of yours, you know, you will meet and your social life will enhance, or something to do with, you know, getting involved in some social activities is going to come forward. Then Jupiter is going to be transiting through your 12th house Navamsha, that is Taurus Navamsha. Okay, sorry, Cancer Navamsha, sorry. It is going to be lastly going to your Cancer Navamsha. See, Cancer Navamsha is not considered that bad. That is why I said all the transit positions, or the 3 Navamsha and the tough dates also, that is also not going to be that bad. 12th house is going to maybe, you know, enhance a little bit of expenditure. So you have to be a little extra careful when you are spending, you know, you have to be cautious in spending, or, you know, travels, you have to be extra careful there. They might not be that fruitful. You're thinking of getting connected with some overseas clients, you're trying to tap them, but you're unable to. That can also happen with the 12th house Navamsha transit of yours, that is Cancer Navamsha. So just make a note of the dates I've given. So during that time, you might just come across people who are not helpful, you know, they can be backstabbing, or you will be thinking, oh my God, why I came here. All that can happen, cannot happen in density. It depends upon totally on your personal chart and your dasha and the position of the planet, you know, Jupiter in your chart. All right, so that is something that I wanted to say. Otherwise, I feel it is a beautiful transit for you. If somebody else would have just superficially said that, okay, this is not that kind of a transit position for you, not that positive and stuff. But we have to come down to the 9th level, the 9th part of, you know, the transit, so that we know what exactly is coming our way. All right, so coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. So Virgo people, please make a note that your transit positions are pretty good. 8th to start with, yes, not that good from 5th to 21st of November, when Jupiter will be transiting your 8th house Navamsha, that is Aries. So, but later on, 9th and 11th Navamsha, excellent Navamsha. So you don't have to worry about, just see the good dates. 3 Navamshas are covering. So 21st November to 5th of Jan, good transit positions for you. Very good transit. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. So coming now, I will be explaining why I said the tough dates and what exactly you are supposed to get and what you are supposed to avoid during this transit. See, 8th house transit is not considered good for many things. You might feel lost. You might feel the energy is scattered during this time. You might feel, you know, maybe you are heading to a divorce or something, in case you have that chaotic marriage. So you will feel claustrophobic during this time. So maybe you're, you know, a job change, or loss of job, loss of spouse, or maybe some kind of losses, you know, obstacles, hindrances in growth. All that can happen initially. 5th to 21st, I said, I've mentioned the date, so you can just go back and see the date. So that's the time when in Aries Navamsha, you will be feeling claustrophobic. So you have to work through this energy. You have to actually channelize your energy. Do some kind of chants which enhance, you know, you should do some Vishnu Sahasranam or something, you know, which is really going to help you. You might get support during this time, other way around. During this time, your partner might be supportive. Maybe she or he is earning and, you know, you're is supporting the family during this time, because nowadays both the partners are working. So I would say that maybe, you know, they can be that, you know, both the partners are working and, you know, the other partner wasn't and now starts working and starts becomes a helping hand to you. So that can also happen during this transit. So you have to utilize this, you know, rather than seeing the negatives only. You might have the positives hidden behind these things. All right. Also, okay. So, you know, it can give you some kind of accidents or health issues. Be careful during this time. I have seen, because, you know, your anxiety overloaded, so you might just, you know, come across while driving, you're thinking too much. So you have to be extra careful there, because it can give a nervous wreck also. So with the ninth house Navamsha, that is, you know, Taurus is your ninth house. So when it is in the ninth house Navamsha, things are very good. You know, you might get connected with some foreign land, with foreign people. Travels might be fruitful. You will have some kind of places to visit where you will meet your guru. Maybe you will meet your teacher. You are on the lookout already, and maybe you come across somebody during this time. So it is a perfect time to enhance your horizons, adventure trip, some spiritual trip or some pilgrimage you will take, which is going to get you to another level, a higher level. Maybe you will get connected with your father, and the father is going to help you out in certain things in life where you are stuck. So take help of your father. Get connected with your father-like people around you, you know. And in case you're thinking of moving out of the city you are in and you want to shift, so this can be a good opportunity also. So you utilize this time for you know, shifting purposes and spiritual growth and change of perception in life. So you might just have some kind of, you know, 360-degree change in your spiritual pursuits or spiritual concepts of life. You might just get into that rhythm also. Promotions on the cards when Jupiter is transiting your 10th house of Matsha. So it is going to be very fruitful for you. Gemini is a very fruitful one for you. So you will have career opportunities, career growth. You will be recognized. You will be, your bosses will be by your side. Career growth, promotions, and, you know, creative you will be recognized by the bosses. People who are around you will be recognizing you in a positive manner. Overall, if you will see, oh no, it's not a good transit, but if you go in the deeper side, you know, you will find that this is a beautiful phase for you. The 3 houses it is going to be transiting in Navamsha. So it is going to be, see, don't get into the technicalities if you don't understand. Just pay attention to the predictions. It is going to be a good time when I've given you the dates, when in the beginning, that when it is going to, please make a note so that, you know, I don't have to repeat, so that you know that, okay, during this time, this is a good transit for me. From the initial phase, just leave the initial phase till the 21st of November, rest till the 5th of Jan, it's going to be very positive. So what is going to happen? You're going to be recognized, you're going to enhance your skills, you're going to learn a lot, you're going to meet new people, you're going to make friends, you're going to meet your old friends, you're going to go investments. You are forming that nice aura around you. You're building that up. So it's a beautiful, beautiful transit for you when you look into the Moola Nakshatra transit of Jupiter and in the 4 charans of that. So the first charan is not, but 3 charans are very positive. So you can utilize it, right? So you have career growth, you have investments, you have travels, meeting up your right people, meeting the right people at the right time, help coming your way, progeny also, in case you are. And of course, you can get married also if you are not married during this time. So utilize this transit of yours, you know, which is really a positive one. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. Let me share the screen for Libra people. Good dates and bad dates again. Good dates are too many. So only from the 21st of November to 6th of December is the time which is a little tough for you. But overall, very good prospects for getting married also, if at all you are not married till now. So this is a very good transit. Please make a note of these dates. All right, so coming to your predictive part. So for Libra people, this is a transit which is happening in your 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th houses, apart from the middle part where 8th house Navamsha transit is happening. So otherwise, overall, I feel it's a beautiful transit. Getting married, of course, in case you are not in a relationship status is going to change. You're going to meet somebody, you're going to have a stable relationship in case you don't have any. And in case you are thinking of travels, it's going to be a good transit for you. You can think of some relationship, some partnership overseas. If you might be getting in touch with people, your partners are going to be, if at all you are into business, then you're going to get help. Collaborations are going to be fruitful. So you are actually heading to a very positive aspects. You're touching the positive aspects of life. But in case you don't put effort, then there is no growth, no expansion. It's going to dissolve. So you have to work through these areas of life. When you are having some commitments, serious commitments, just abide by them. Don't spoil the relationships with people. That's something that I can say during this transit of the 7th house. See, when Jupiter is going to be in the 8th house Navamsha of yours, that is when it goes to the Taurus Navamsha. Taurus is your 8th house. So what happens? You are accident prone. You are having losses, obstacles from all the sides. You feel that, no, I'm done with this life, I don't want to live, or something like that can happen. So you have to actually work through those energies, those negative energies during that time. You have to really work through. That is why I mentioned the tough dates, so that you don't fall prey to the negatives. So you have to surround yourself with positive energy, that spiritual awakening. You have to actually heal yourself during this time. There can be some chaos in relationship, or maybe if you are already in a relationship or a marriage, then maybe you are already filed a lawsuit, to divorce or something, then that is going to culminate. So rather than in a chaotic marriage or in a very rough marriage, it's better to separate. It's better to do that. Obviously, you must have put in a lot of effort to not to break that marriage, but now that it is not working, so maybe you will be having that ailing marriage. You will be getting that, decision making. So that is something. So I feel that 8th house transit is also not bad. 8th house Navamsha transit. Okay. Then 9th house Navamsha. Again, a positive Navamsha, which is going to happen. So it is going to give you a lot of growth, a lot of thinking about a bigger picture. You want to travel, you want to earn more money, you want to decide more positive things in life. You want to maybe meet your spiritual guru. Maybe travels are going to, foreign lands are going to give you some make you you meet somebody who is going to give you some kind of advice, which is a life-changing advice. Maybe you will meet a person who's very positive and the energies are very positive, and that person enhances your growth, helps you enhance your growth, your higher education. Maybe you're going for higher learning during this time. For students it's a very good time. In case you have to decide to go for some higher learning or university education or something, this is the right time to do so. When Jupiter transits your 9th house Navamsha, that is Gemini. Okay, so that's something. And then, maybe you will become a speaker, you will become a spiritual speaker during this time. You want to talk about spirituality, growth, and, expansion, adventure. Maybe, you are too much into all those realms of life where, you want to grow in life, the bigger picture, the abundance. You're thinking about growth. So that's something. Then in the 10th house Navamsha, that is Cancer. Lastly, amazing transit, excellent transit, because you will be getting recognized during this time at the place of work, in public, in social circle. You will be recognized. Your skills will be acknowledged. You are putting in a lot of effort. Now this is the time when you will be paid off. People will recognize you, people will understand you, people will promote you. Maybe you are going in for some kind of extra, you know, your expansion. So that's the time when you will be getting the results. Your family, there's a peace at family, at home, because the cordiality is being maintained because of the cordiality at the place of work. So that is balancing out things. So you are actually going to have a good time. Just that middle portion, when 8th house transit, just be careful about driving and stuff. Maybe some chronic disease that you already have that can be, you know, taken care of. You have to look into, or maybe you have to change the doctor or something, or line of, you know, medicines and all. So just make sure that you follow you know, a good advice and get into that. Otherwise, I feel overall it's a beautiful transit for you. Don't worry, and enjoy the transit. Coming to the next one, that is Scorpio. Scorpio people, please make a note of the dates. 2 Navamshas are positive and 2 Navamshas are giving negative results. So please do make a note of these, because Scorpio people, you're having 6th house and 8th house tough times, you know, Navamshas. That is initially, you know, from the 5th to 21st, and then 8th house Navamsha would be from 6th to 21st. Okay, so that is going to be a little tough on you. So if at all you are running through the dasha of Sun, Mars or Jupiter, then the tough dates will become little extra tougher. So you have to be little extra cautious about that. So that's something which is very common, and you know, which plus minus, it happens. You know, you don't have to worry about the transit position so much. So for Scorpio, when Jupiter is going to be in the 6th house, Navamsha. So what happens, what it is giving us? See, 6th house Navamsha is not considered that bad. It means that, you know, you are considering too much about your health. Maybe your health is under, you know, some kind of, you have to keep a constant check on your health. Maybe, you know, you're under the weather and you're not feeling up to it, or you're looking for a better lifestyle. You want to eat right, you want to sleep on time, but you're unable to do so. So that irritation is going to be there during this time. So you have to be extra careful in the beginning, that you follow a strict diet, strict regime, some exercise, or, you know, some lifestyle change that you have to do during this time. Your co-workers might not be too helpful, but with Jupiter transiting the 6th house Navamsha, I've never seen that coming, because, you know, it is a positive thing. You know, people with Jupiter, you know, people just start behaving in a very different manner. They become more cooperative, they are more cordial, and they want to help you, they're more helpful. So that can happen during this initial part, though it is going to be a little negative. But at the same time, 6th house transit in Navamsha, I don't consider it as bad as it should have been with other malefic transiting there. So your working atmosphere is going to improve. Your new employees are going to be helpful, and, you know, your duties and responsibilities are going to increase maybe, and you're going to work through that, and you're going to enhance some, you know, you're building the organization. So you have to put a lot of effort there. So it's really, you know, like, it's a beneficial phase, also mixed results. So you have to put a lot of effort to gain something, right? So you are going to work very hard during this time. It is the time when you might find beneficial investors. They might help you sail through this time also. So you are waiting for, maybe if you are having some investors and you're not able to find them, so you will be able to find them during this transit of 6th house transit, the initial week, initial part of the transit, you know, in the first Navamsha. So that is something when it is transiting Aries Navamsha. So that is something which is coming your way, and maybe you have borrowed some money, or you have to pay off your debts. So this is the time you will be able to pay off your debts. You will be taken care of your, you know, you'll be taken care of your loans and debts that you have taken. So you will be starting to paying that off, or maybe somebody has taken loan from you, will come and pay you off those debts. Okay, so that is also something which is very positive, you know, in case you have given some loans to somebody. Then Scorpio, for you, the 7th house, Navamansha. So it will be like, you know, you are into some serious commitments. If at all you are into some relationship, it'll culminate into marriage during this time. So you have that kind of a transit position where you will be working on your relationships during the 7th house transit, that is in Taurus. So just make a note of the dates that I've given you, good dates. So it's good for marriage. It's good time for bringing in the happiness question which is missing in your life. So it's a very good transit for you. Jupiter transiting your 7th house 7th house Navamansha will be very good, very positive for you for building up an empire, I would say, in the partnership business, in investors coming in and you pumping in money into your business and startups or something, collaborations. They're going to be fruitful for you. Then 8th house, that is the Navamansha, when Jupiter is going to be transiting through the dates I've mentioned. So that is the time when you will be Gemini and Navamansha will be active. So you have to take care of your health. You have to take care of your, relationships, or maybe some investments, some insurance policies that you have taken. You have to be very extra careful with signing the papers also during this time. Communication can take a hit. You might just be communicating something and people might be misunderstanding you during this time. Extra careful while doing that. Be extra cautious that you don't you convey what you want to. You are able to convey what you want to. That is something which you can, you're trying to convey something and people are looking at something and taking it otherwise. Okay, so it's a time when you will have some kind of unexpected obstacles coming your way, or suddenly something will happen that you didn't expect. Okay, so that you have to be extra careful about. So you might have some kind of chaotic relationship, or something. So in case you have, so you will be landing up into a mutual agreement to separate or something, or divorce or something like that. That can also happen. So you will be able to decipher the truth. You will be able to understand who's right, who's wrong. That's a positive transit, when Jupiter is going to be in Gemini and Navamansha. So you have that positive energy. You will be able to see through people. Okay, so that's something that you have to utilize during this time, when you are thinking of changing, some major decisions that you have to make, income wise, or job, profession, relationships. So you will be able to make out what is, on the surface, like, okay, now the truth is coming up on the surface. You are understanding people even more. So that's very positive for you. That's something which is very positive. Then lastly, Cancer Navamansha will be active. So you will be maybe traveling, you'll be meeting people from foreign countries, you will be traveling overseas, you'll be spiritual, you'll be philosophical, you'll be following some religious belief systems, cultural, growth, something to do with your 9th house, abundance, growth, adventure. Maybe you'll be giving a lecture on these things. Maybe that can also happen. So you have a very positive time during this, the positive phase during this time, when you have your Cancer Navamansha activated. So, but in case you have already are going through Sun, Mars, or Jupiter Dasha, then the results can suffer a little bit here and there. But still, I feel that Cancer Navamansha is going to be a very good transit position for you. So utilize it, I would say. Utilize it. It is going to be a perfect time to get connected with your gurus, with your father-like figures or something. Spiritual awakening is on the way. It's very good for you. You're thinking about expansion. So it's very good for you. You have that, energy to tap the right things of life. All right. So that's something which I wanted to speak about Scorpio. Coming on to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. So coming to Sagittarius, I'll be sharing the screen. Okay. Sorry. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you can note down the good dates and the bad dates. 2 Navamansha positions are good and 2 are not. So if at all you're running through the dasha of Sun, Mars or Jupiter, then things can, the tough dates can become a little tougher. So you have to, I will be sharing with you what exactly is coming your way. So you have to make a note of these things, what you should be doing, what should not be doing. So initially I have mentioned the Navamansha positions and all. You can just go back and see in the slide that I have mentioned earlier. So you'll get to know about that as well. So now coming to as to what exactly, you know, you are having 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th houses Navamansha activated. So what is happening in your case? It's a beautiful thing, you know, for you. You are heading to progeny. In case you want to, a childbirth is on cards. Children are going to do well. Children are going to flourish. And in case you are feeling that you are, you know, your relationship status, you know, you are in a romantic relationship, it is going to culminate into marriage. Or in case you are thinking of getting into a relationship, so you're going to get into a relationship in the beginning of the transit till the 21st of November. So that's a very conducive transit for you in case you have any romantic association already, or you're thinking of getting involved in a romantic association. So this is very good positive transit. So it's good time for fertility, for pregnancy. In case you have to, you will gain through that. In case you are into healing, so you will be able to heal people. There are certain blockages, you know, people are having, so you are going to clear them up. Maybe you will be talking to them and you will be helping them out. So in case you are into that kind of a profession, you're going to flourish and you're going to go way ahead, you know, and you're going to actually clear all those blockages of the people around you. You're going to be healing them. You're going to be really helping them out during this time. It's a very good time for pursuing your hobbies, very good creative hobbies. If you have left 12 years back, maybe you'll pick it up again. So what have you learned? You just go back and see what have you learned in all these 12 years. When 2007 November onwards, Sagittarius was in this sign. What did you learn? In case you haven't learned, so this cycle is going to make you learn again, and another 12 years later it will be there again. It'll come back and ask you, knock at your door, what did you learn? That is what these Jupiter transits do. They are here for inspirational purpose. They are here for expansion, for growth, for abundance. So in case you learn, you should maybe, you know, here in the 5th house, this thing you can maybe, you know, your education, you know, you want to pursue your education. You left it and you want to educate yourself even more. Now you want to go in for some higher learning. Sort out, you know, your, maybe, you know, you have to maybe some university, you graduation or post-grad you left and you want to pursue it again. So that is something that you will be thinking about. All those things, you know, you'll be thinking about during this transit. So it is very good. It's a very positive thing. It's a positive transit for investments. It's a positive transit for students, for higher learning, for making friends, for you know, starting education again, all over again if you have left. So this is something which you will be going through during this transit of Sagittarius in 5th. See, you will be feeling, oh, why I'm talking like this? Sagittarius is the 1st house. So what am I doing in the 5th house? I'm talking about the Navamansha position, the 9th part of the Jupiter transiting through Sagittarius. So I'm narrowing down the predictions. You have to understand, when I'm talking covering Navamanshas, 4 Navamanshas in Moola Nakshatra, that is of 13 degrees 20 minutes. I'm narrowing 30 degrees. If it all a span is of, suppose, 10. So I'm just dividing them, those 10 toffees, or you can say 10 chocolates, into you know, 4 people. So that is how we are going to be dividing this, you know, so that we narrow it down. All right. So anyways, the example was a big boo-boo. I'm so sorry about that, but still I tried my best, you know, so that I can explain. But you will be into some relationships which will be positive for you. Healing is good. You will be thinking about some, you know, karmic background, you know, you are going to actually you are going to work on those areas. So I'm talking about the 5th house Navamsha, 6th house, 7th house, and lastly the 8th house Navamsha of yours. So you have to actually work through these areas of life. You might feel that you have given loans, now you're getting paid off, you're taking loans in your, you know, you're investing in a proper place, you're being recognized at the place of work, you are maybe, you know, not following good diet, you're going into hitting the gym, or you're going to do something about your own fitness during this transit, overall transit. So then you might have some good relationship. Your relationship status is going to change. If you are single, you're going to get into a marriage, your marital knot, or you are going to get into a relationship during this time. So all that is going to come, but you have to be extra careful about your health. You have to drive safely, you have to invest properly, safely. Do not invest blindly. Take somebody's you know, help, maybe your spouse's help or your partner's help. Just see that you do not fall prey to some kind of losses. So you have to work through the investments, especially during this transit. Overall, it's a beautiful phase. You will be enjoying the whole phase long. You will be thinking about higher learning, creative you'll be enhancing your skills, you'll be working through all those areas. You know, you are going to enhance your, it is abundance. We are talking about abundance, better lifestyle, healing others and yourself. So all that, maybe some new employees are going to get impressed by you and going to give you promotion. Your subordinates are going to support you. So all that is coming your way, right? So we cannot just say, okay, now Jupiter was in the 12th house transiting, now it is transiting my 1st house, things are going to be beautiful, everything, because Jupiter is going to be looking at my 5th house, 7th house, 9th house, so everything is going to be very good. What about the 8th house Navamsha? When Jupiter is giving you good results overall, what about the 8th house Navamsha? We have missed out on that then. So I'm covering that as well, dear. So when Jupiter is in the 8th house Navamsha, you have to be extra careful. If at all you have a chaotic relationship, it will culminate into a divorce, separation. Some kind of issues will be resolved. You are into the spiritual growth, awakening, as we say. So you're going to contemplate during that time even more. So all that I'm covering during this transit of Jupiter in the 8th house Navamsha. Be careful in your investments. Sudden changes can come up. So just make a note of the dates when Jupiter is going to be transiting your 8th house Navamsha. That is Cancer. All right. So just make a note and you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. All right. Now coming to the next one, that is Capricorn. So I'm sharing the screen and you will be able to make out. One second. Sorry. Okay. So Capricorn people, you can note down the dates. 3 Navamshas are very good for you. The transit dates I've mentioned, please make a note. And the tough dates from 6th of December to the 21st of December. So that is the time when, you know, it is the sixth house Navamsha which is getting activated. So that's the time when you can have some issues. But overall, I feel it's a very good transit for you. Why? Because the houses, the manshas which are getting activated are 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th Navamsha. So you might just redecorate your house, you might just sell your house, you might want to buy a new house during this time, or you know, things which are giving you positive energy at the place of where you are staying. So you will be doing all those things, maybe addition to your family, or your family life is going to increase, your social life is going to increase, your relationship with your people are going to improve, health of your mother is going to improve as well. So all these can happen with the 4th house Navamsha transit. Then it is going to be the 5th house. So you will be following some, maybe if you are in a relationship, you will get into a serious and a stable relationship during this time. You're creative, you will be on the high, you will be getting into a stable life, you'll be investing, you'll be making friends, you'll be spending more time with your own self, you know, you'll be following those spiritual awakening classes or something, you will be healing people. So all that you will be doing during that time. So it is a good transit, you know, but only when, you know, it is the 6th house from 6th of November to December to the 21st of December. That is the time when you will be feeling, okay, I must, I have invested somewhere now. It's becoming difficult for you to take out that money from the loan money or something, you know, or some disease which you are, you know, working at. You will be meeting a doctor, or taking rounds to the doctor during this time. You have to be careful. So you have to work through these areas. In case you have some new bosses coming in, so how do you impress the new boss? You don't have to be, you know, buttering that boss or something, but you will be working harder. You have to prove yourself, right? So that is the time when you will be doing all those things with the bosses. Okay, so in case you have some issues with your with your spouse, they will get sorted, and you will be feeling that now is the time that, you know, you want to repair this damaged relationship, or there's a distant relationship, you will be getting back to your spouse during this time. So it's overall, I feel, on the bigger picture, if I see, it's a beautiful transit for you. The transit positions are good. 7th house will bring marriage to you, or maybe some kind of progeny initially, when the initial transit in the 5th house, progeny, fertility, growth, all that is coming your way. And maybe you are buying vehicle during that time, or you're thinking of, having some property or landed property or something, you know, you're going to decide to buy during this time. And lastly, it is going to be in the 7th house, as I said, 7th house NAVAMSHA. So it is going to give you some, you will be pumping in a lot of money, a chunk of money into your, maybe some your partner, business partner, your business, or some your startup that you have. So you will be pumping in a lot of money there, and you will be successful in getting the gains out of that. Then your business partner is going to be really, the business associate is going to be helpful. Your spouse is going to be helpful. In case you're having some issues with your spouse, they'll get sorted, and you'll be on a different plane altogether. You'll be having some good relationship with that partner. Okay, so all that is coming your way during this whole transit. So it is going to be a positive transit for you. You're becoming a healer. You're earning good chunk of money, name and fame your way. Your wife is going to, your husband is going to be helpful. You're going to be going to the gym. You'll be hitting the gym. You'll be looking after your health. You'll be looking after your own self, you know. So it is something which is going to give you growth, overall growth. And in case you have debts, don't worry, you will be able to pay them off. In case you are thinking about paying the debts off, you will be able to pay them off. All right. So overall, I feel that it is a good transit for you. It's an overall a good positive transit for you. Coming to the next one, let me share the screen. Where does it go? All right, for Aquarius, here we go, Aquarius people. Yes, so for Aquarius, this is a good time. Like the tough dates are, and see, there are 2 Navamsha positions which are good, and 2 Navamshas are not that good. They are tougher. So in case you're running through Sun Dasha, Mars Dasha, or Jupiter Dasha, so this is going to be a little more tougher time for you, because I don't want to explain the Tara Chakra again and again. You can go back in the initial part. You can understand what I mean. Why I'm saying with the Ketu Nakshatra, how these are 3rd, 5th, and 7th Nakshatras are not considered good. So if you're running through the Dasha of the same, then it is not going to be that great a period. So please make a note of these dates. and the good ones and the tough ones. So I will be explaining the predictive part only. So in case you are not able to understand what I am getting at, so just understand the predictive part. For Aquarius, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, these Navamshas are getting activated. 3rd and 6th are not considered that good, but 4th and 5th are. So for you, they are to start with, you know, Jupiter is going to be very, make you very busy actually. So I will not say it's a negative one, but you're going to be busy, you're enhancing your skills, maybe you're learning to drive, you're selling off your property, you're working, you're laborious, you're running around, you know. So when you're running from post to pillars, I feel that it's going to be really, you know, too much of workload for you. But your social, you know, your social circle is going to improve. You're going to maybe get into some social media or something which is going to enhance your skills. Maybe you will be getting into some kind of business which is going to get you more clients. You're going to get clients, you're going to be successful there as well. Okay, so in the 3rd house, you know, your intelligence quotient is going to increase. You have to work through the intelligence quotient, enhance your skills. You must work through your, how you can, you know, make more money out of money. That you have to work through. You have to understand the technique. Okay. Then short travels can be very fruitful for you, or maybe they can be tough for you in case you're running through the dasha of Sun, Mars or Jupiter. They can be really tough for you also. So you have to be extra careful, check everything is intact, your car is intact, if you're traveling by road, if at all you're traveling by air, see that your ticket and everything is, you know, your itinerary is correctly booked and everything, you know, you have to check all those things. Be extra cautious during that phase when in the 3rd house, Navamsha, that is in Aries. Okay, so you have to be extra careful during that time. Get synchronized with your teammates, with your workmates, with your siblings, with your friends, with your neighbors. Get into that rhythm of making it all up. If at all you're not having good connections or good relations with them, just make it all up. It is going to be helpful for you. Okay, then you know, it is very good if you have some you know, something to do with your maybe, you know, some subconscious mind, you know, you have some thought process which is going on. So you have to tame that during that time. You have to understand what you want in life. That clarity is not there. So you will get the clarity once Jupiter is going to go into the 4th house Navamsha, that is in Taurus. So for you, Taurus Navamsha is going to be really helpful. You will be with your family, you will be working through your future, you will be redecorating your house, buying a property, buying a vehicle, maybe you know, getting connected with your mother. You will be, your mother's health will improve it. If at all she is not having good health, then, you know, you are going to spice up your life by getting connected with your people, your own people, with your maybe, you know, social circle or your childhood friends. You will get connected with them, you will meet them, you will be spending more time with them, you know, new things, some new items, some newness in life will be there. Okay, so peace at home is there. So that is something which you will be at least you're going through all that. So that's something which is very nice, which is very fine for you. So then it is going to be in your 5th house Navamsha. So 5th house is that, you know, that is the expansion of your romantic life, fertility, progeny, addition to your family member, creative abilities. You're going to work through that. Investments. Okay, so it's a Purva Punya house. So you will be working through your karmic debts. You know, you will be thinking of repaying those karmic debts if at all you come to know. You will be thinking deep down, what is happening in my life, what has happened in my life in past, and what I'm going to do in future. So all those thought process is going to go on and on during this transit. So you have a beautiful, beautiful time coming your way. So utilize it, don't waste it. Understand what your thought process is. You must, you know, you yourself are an astrologer, you know what is right, what is wrong, what is correct, what is not. So you have to understand, decipher, and come to a conclusion yourself. So that's the time you're going to get, you're going to be thinking about. You'll be maybe, you know, it's healing time. You're self-healing, you're healing yourself, and then the other people around you are going to get healed as well. Good time for students, very good time for students. During this time you can go and work through your studies, and maybe you will be achieving very good grades. or maybe, you know, you are going to go for some higher education. Okay, so it's for competitive exams, it's a very good time. Business expansion, very good time for business expansion. Take up a hobby that you have left 12 years back. Just pick it up again. 2007, November onwards, you did not. So just pick it up again. 12 years is a big cycle. Jupiter wants you to learn something. It's coming back to the same zone. Jupiter wants us to learn where we left, actually. Expand, inspire. It's an inspirational planet, abundance. Right, so that's something that you can do. And then lastly, Jupiter will be transiting your 6th house. 6th house, NAVAMSHA, will give you some kind of growth and elevation, you know, in your improving your lifestyle. You will be working through your you know, your own body, you know, your own fitness, exercise, lifestyle. You'll be improving on all those things during this time. You will be working out. You will be getting connected with your bosses, with your colleagues, with your, you know, co-workers. They will be helping you out. Your loans will be paid off. Your diseases will be taken care of. You'll be getting a good treatment. You'll be going to a good doctor. In case you're heading to a surgery, you'll be getting that surgery done in the right manner. Do it during this slab, what I've mentioned, when Jupiter is transiting lastly, you know, from the till the 5th of Jan slot. So that is going to be really helpful. So get connected with your new bosses and your new colleagues and new people around you. Pay off your debts. Good opportunities your way. So overall, I feel it's a beautiful transit for you. Utilize it, because these things really, you know, they don't happen every day. So I always say that, you know, utilize the present and, you know, learn from your past and utilize your present. It's going to really help you grow in life. If at all we don't, then again, the cycle begins, you know that. And again, we come back to the same rut, right? So coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. Let me share my screen with you, Pisces, and you will know what exactly is coming your way. Okay. So for you, 3 NAVAMSHAs, I think are good. Yeah. So it's a good time for you. Utilize these energies, these dates. Please make a note of these dates in case you're running through the Sun, Mars or Jupiter Dasha. So as per Tara Chakra, which I don't want to explain to the people who don't understand that, but on the rough basis, it's just that if you're running through if you're born in the Dasha of Sun, Mars and Jupiter, or you're running through these Dashas, then this is a little tough phase for you actually. Okay, so be careful about that. If you're born in, sorry, if at all I said something initially. So if at all you are having these things, you know, you have to be a little extra cautious about what exactly is coming away. I'm going to explain a little bit about what exactly is this transit about. For you, I think it's going to be a good transit because 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th house, lastly, are going to get activated. So for you in the 2nd house will increase your resources. It will increase the value. It will increase your income. It will increase your self-belief system, your self-worth during this time. So it is a very positive transit from the 5th to the 21st of November, especially, you know, utilize it. It is going to make you understand people around you, your family values, maybe there is an addition to your family members. So, you know, utilize that. Maybe, you know, welcome that person. You'll be getting rewards. You'll be thinking about investments, accumulate your wealth. You are going to enhance or talk about wealth all the time. So, or maybe you will be talking about the welfare of the human beings around you or of the people around you. You will be thinking about, you know, it's like a storage place. It's a store, it's a sanchita. So you will be thinking about not just about the growth of the wealth, but thinking about how we all as human beings, how we can enhance ourselves, you know, we grow ourselves. So that's something that all those thought process will be there on your mind all the time during this phase. Then in the 3rd house transit, that is going to be in your you know, Taurus NAVAMSHA. So you're going to learn something, you're going to enhance your skills, you're going to go in for some higher learning, you're going to maybe, you know, you're going to learn to drive, some skills you are adding, maybe writing skills, maybe something, you know, maybe you will be learning how to do the computers, maybe, you know, all those things can happen. Your short travels might be very fruitful for you. Utilize this time for short travels. But be cautious in case you're, if you were born in Sun, Mars, or Jupiter dasha, so you have this transit a little bit precarious, so you have to be little extra careful. You can end up traveling uh, with people who you don't like, or some difficulty in traveling. Heal your old pains or wounds in case you have some during this time. Heal the relationships with your workmates, with your colleagues, with your siblings, with your neighbors. This is the time you should be doing that. You should be getting connected with those people. Take their help. In case you want to sell off any property, do it during this phase. Okay. Initially, I've mentioned when, in Taurus NAVAMSHA, when Jupiter is in, the dates I've mentioned. So you can do that. And then in case you want to buy property, then do it when it's in the next NAVAMSHA. That is the 4th house when it transits through. Okay. So that is something which you can, you can utilize. And in Gemini, NAVAMSHA is the Jupiter transiting. So your mother's health will be improving. Your relationship with your people around you will improve, with your family people. You might buy a property or a vehicle, or you might just throw a party and constantly maybe you will be throwing party and calling people over from your childhood, or your people around you, or your relatives. You want to get connected with them. So all that can happen during this time. Then lastly, you might be getting into a relationship, with somebody, or you're already in a relationship and you want to culminate into that relationship in a serious, stable relationship. You want to get married to that person. Good for students. That transit is going to be really, really good for students in case you are planning to go in for some higher education, some competitive exams or something. Very good time. Utilize this transit for that. Then in case you have some hobbies that you left 12 years back or something, then you can just pick them up. In case you are young and you don't remember what happened 12 years back, so this is the time to get into a relationship or pick up a hobby, do something, do some kind of healing, heal yourself, heal others. This is the time you should be utilizing to build relationships, and investments. Yes, good for investments, good for parking funds somewhere in case you want to invest and you want to reap the results later. So this is the time when you can, this is the inception time, so utilize it. So overall, I feel it's not at all a negative transit for Pisces. If at all people are saying it's a negative transit, I don't consider it a negative one till 5th of Jan at least. Then henceforth I will be sharing with you what comes your way with the Purvashadha Nakshatra transit of Jupiter. So stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.